What is up, everybody? Nick Legostava here, and in this video, I'm going to be ranking all of the Transformer shows that I have seen. Alright, like I said, all the ones I have seen. Now, there's a decent amount on this list that I've not watched yet. There's only so much time in the day, but I will probably get to watching some of the ones I haven't seen yet on this list. But you'll get to know which ones I have seen and haven't seen, and where I put them. So let's just get this right out of the way right off the bat. Transformers G1 is S tier. It started off everything. It's such a great series to this day. I've already watched it. When I got the DVD set, the Shout Factory set, I already watched that through 2 times and have already debated starting it again. So yes, I love Transformers G1. Great series. So there you go. Started it all. Let's see. I guess I'll do G2 next, but it's literally just the same show with transitions and stuff in between. So I will rank this, even though it's not like watch every version of the G2 episodes with the transitions and the monologues, just the weird CGI stuff. So that's not very good. It's pretty lazy of them to do. It's not like a whole nother show. So that's going to go a D tier. It did bring us a cool Megatron figure, though, but that's where that's going. Transformers Armada. That's what I'm going to rank next. Transformers Armada. Now, the show, it gets pretty good after the first, 18 to 20 episodes. Like, there's a lot of episodes where they're just not doing too much. It's pretty inconsequential. If the video game was on here, I would put that in S tier. But Transformers Armada, the show, I'm thinking maybe A tier, but high B tier is where I'm going to put it right now. And then next up, Transformers Energon. This show, it's not very good. I don't really like it all that much. You did get some cool figures from it, and some of it's alright, but I don't like the voice acting. The Ironhide voice actor in the show is so annoying. I started watching this again some months ago, probably almost a year ago at this point, and I got about halfway through, and I just was like, I'll finish it one day, but yeah, that one's going to go in C, maybe even D. I got to think about that for a little bit longer here. But then Cybertron. Cybertron is, I love that, like, the toys are so, like, the CGI models and the toys are, like, one in one. So watching this and having the toys to it is just, like, this in terms of all of the shows is most on point with that. You know, I bet some of the War for Cybertron trilogy, which I do want to watch that, but I don't have Netflix, and I don't plan on getting Netflix again anytime soon. So, yeah, that's one of the ones I haven't seen yet, even though it's probably pretty good. I'll find a way to watch it eventually, allegedly. But Cybertron, I kind of want to put it in S tier. I'd put the toys in S tier, but I would put the show in A tier. So there you go. We have one for every category now. So Beast Wars. This one is kind of hard because season 1, I really like it. I really like the designs. The toys, no, not the original toys, but the New Kingdom toys are really good in terms of accuracy to the show. But when you get into the Transmetal stuff and the Transmetal 2 stuff, the show is still enjoyable. I am still watching it all the way through. I would put that probably in A tier. I'd probably put it above maybe Cybertron. That's still something I gotta think about. It could be S tier. I have, like I said, a lot of these I've seen a decent chunk of, but haven't sat down and like watched them all the way through recently, unlike I did with Armada and G1. And I'm currently doing that with Beast Wars, but I have seen a decent chunk of it. So yeah, I am going to rank the ones that I haven't fully. I've probably fully finished them in the past, but like to be recent in my memory. So Beast Machines, haven't seen it. I probably only caught a couple episodes back when this was on TV back in the day. So I don't think I'm gonna rank that because I'd probably put it in D tier and it doesn't really deserve that. Transformers Animated, I have seen a pretty sizable chunk of this, if not all of it. I like the theme song. It's kind of inspired by G1. I hate the character designs of this, and I hate the character designs of Prime. That's one of the things that kind of draws this down for me. It's like, because then the toys are also, they have these weird designs that look like animated figures. I like G1 might not look like ultra realistic, but there's a certain like level of detail and like proportions and shaping that's just more realistic, or some I don't know how to quite explain it, but I don't like the character designs of both of these. Like, this is basically the 2D animation, and then this is like the 3D animation of the similar design philosophies. So that, to me, I'm gonna put this in B tier with Armada. That's where I'm gonna put that. And Transformers Prime. Now, I remember seeing some of this back when it was on. I do plan to watch it all the way through, like Prime and animated. Most Transformer shows are on Tubi. You can catch them on Tubi. But the Shout Factory version of G1 is a little bit better. They fixed some of the issues with the original series. Like, there's some out of order sequences and some a few more animation characters. And I can't even talk, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They need to just AI upscale all of it to like 4K. That would be amazing. Or just do it from the original negatives. Like, Transformers G1, I think, is big enough for them to warrant like a Blu-ray and a 4K of the entire series. I know they did the movie. I don't know why the movie isn't on here. That would also be, of course, S tier along with G1 on this list here. I think I'm going to put Prime. I'm actually not going to rank that one until I watch it all the way through again, because I'd probably put it in C now just off of what I remember, but that's not really good enough. And then the Japanese series here they actually have on this list. I badly want to watch those, like, but I've heard that there's an English dubs exist, like the fan English dubs are better, but is it all the episodes? Like, I want to watch all the episodes. I want to watch those series because there's no doubt that those are like probably close to G1 in enjoyability, because it's still the G1 designs. A lot of the dead characters just return, which it's Transformers, come on. It would probably still, like, in my mind, be chronological in G1, just like missing seasons to that if I watch those with like English dub, because like stuff with subtitles and stuff, I can't really get into watching that stuff because I'll just be looking at the subtitles more than I'm looking at the animation, and just like the whole thing is just more incohesive to me. So if there is that, please comment below if any of you have watched I think there's 3 Japanese anime series of that are like somewhat of a continuation of G1. I think there's 3. I know for a fact there's 2, but I think that these are the 3 because I've heard Victory before, I've heard the Headmasters before, and then there's whatever that one is, Super God Jinrai. I think that one's a little bit different. I don't know. Like I said, there's some of this stuff I just don't really know too much about. I haven't watched the Prime Wars stuff. There's those 3 series, the Prime Wars Trilogy. I haven't seen it yet. And then there's the Beast Wars 2, which is a 2D animation version. Not of Beast Wars, but like kind of a continuation with some of those characters, as far as I know. And is there a show missing on this list? The Robots in Disguise, or is that on this list and I don't see it? I vaguely remember some of Robots in Disguise, but it's not on this list. I probably wouldn't rank it anyway because I haven't seen it yet. And I have, of course, not seen the kiddie shows and the modern show. No, I'm not going to subjugate myself to a kid's show, Rescue Bot. I'm sure there's probably some cool stuff about it. And pretty sure Peter Cullen voices Optimus Prime when he comes back a few times in the show. Like I said, I haven't seen it. I'm not going to subjugate myself to that. I'm just not going to do it. And what's this one? I know this was like before Cyberverse. That one's not as kiddie. That's the modern Robots in Disguise. That's what that is. Because they had 2 series. They had the 2000 or 2001 something Robots in Disguise, and then they had I think that's 2015 or something. I haven't seen that. Don't like the designs really are so off-putting to me. After like Transformers animated, the designs, I just don't like the design philosophy. It really just kind of puts me off. Like I said, I will watch animated fully again, and I will watch Prime. I'm sure they're good shows. You know, they have a lot of good voice talent, and I'm pretty sure they'll tell a lot of good stories, but the designs I don't like that much. So there you go. That's enough rambling about this. And yeah, that is the Transformers series that I have watched. And they don't have the Bayverse movies on here. I'd count that as a series. I mean, there's 6 if you count Bumblebee, right? Am I right? They really should have just did the final one with Unicron. I'd just like to see what they would do with that, because it's like Earth is Unicron. What does he transform and kill everybody? Like, I'd still like to see it, even though they said they're not going to do it. They're going to do like a semi reboot soft reboot of the whatever trilogy they're gonna do now with whatever guys directed them now. Kind of a spin-off on the Bumblebee movies, but yeah, I don't know. I'd put that probably the Bay movies. I'd put in maybe a high B. You know, the first one is the best one. There's even a lot of, like, if you've watched the G1 cartoons, there's a lot of scenes that they tried to implement in that movie. Like, even though it's not like G1 character designs and they are like alien and stuff, I still think there's enough there that makes the first Bay movie really good. I wish I could add stuff to this list, but this was a pre-made list, but I'm just going to talk where I would put that. Yeah, I'd probably put that in high B. The later movies, 1 is good, 2 is decent, 3 is they're starting to get a little, and then after that it's not the most enjoyable, but yep, that's that. So Bay movies, just picture them right there at B, maybe even Armada after Armada, maybe somewhere in there, but just somewhere in the B category, I'd put the Bay movies as a Transformers series. So there you go. Have a great one. If you're new watching the videos, decide if you want to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you very much. Please be sure to drop a like, drop comments. I read them all. Have a great one. Peace. Bye-bye. Tell me where you would rank a lot of these. I know G1 is, it's basically going to be number one for most of the people that watch this video, especially all the way to the end, and most Transformer fans. So have a great one. Peace. Bye-bye.